This summer, 2018, ICA collaborated with the Indigenous Environmental Network, the oldest Indigenous Environmental Justice Network in the United States, to host a gathering here in the province of Alberta with Indigenous peoples from communities impacted by the Alberta tar sands and its associated infrastructure.
What we've been doing here the last couple days at Grassroots Grow Deep action training is really building our network. We're doing action trainings, media trainings, organizing 101, but I think at the root of it, at the heart of it, we're bringing our people together to kind of unify and to show each other that we're not alone, that we have resources, we have skills to share.
I'm here because I value the new teachings and the younger generation with their technology on how we can spread the information accurately out there to the world about our plight for justice on our lands as Denisumtlineh people and the injustices that are still occurring presently as we speak. So I'm here first of all to learn and then to also strategize with others of like mind.
We've been here hosted by the beautiful Cold Lake First Nation, incredible place, and also a place that's been severely impacted by the military-industrial complex and big oil. A lot of the expansion of the tar sands is in this region. They have tar sands deposits, and the community has also been faced with a tremendous amount of trauma from having Canadian Air Force who has an actual bombing range near where we're camping here on the shore of Cold Lake.
You know, we've heard back from Indigenous peoples from so many different communities, and we're all saying the same thing about the impacts of climate change to the land, seen through how it impacts wildlife, how it impacts the water, how it impacts the air, how we're seeing devastating droughts and fires and changes in the landscape.
I think this type of gathering is more important than any, because you're dealing with a number of people that you can see and relate to and that are doers.
Quite similar to my own community, as I was raised in Fort Chip and in Fort Smith with both negative impacts from a hydro dam and from oil sands and from uranium development, and that what it trickled down to what we deal with today.
This elder talked, and she talked about how the world is kind of not going to be too great for the next generation of people. How would you feel if someone just like, well, the world's going to be kind of crappy for you?
When you're alone a lot, and like for me in my classroom, and to be around people who are, have the same passion that I do, especially when you're so in love with the earth and you want to, preserve the earth as much as you can.
I'm a big food person, and so all of the, eating Saskatoon berries, eating fish from this lake, and also sampling the traditional foods from the land has been, again, just a huge highlight. I think that really helps us embody, why we do this. We want to have those things in the future, and we want to have them in the near future, and we need to rise and stand up and do this work and come together so that we can protect the things like food.
A lot of the people that are here at Grassroots Grow Deep are from communities that are being decimated by the oil and gas sector, by the tar sand sector, that are being, disproportionately impacted by climate change, that are stuck in these really complicated economic situations where the only jobs are working for the very industry that's destroying our climate and our water and our land. So the community organizing workshop was really looking at ways to build power in communities, to build self-actualization that leads towards community self-determination and empowerment.
So it is, something to reflect on as I go back to the trapline, and I'm going to consider to express my my opinion in new fashions or new forms to express that there is some things to be concerned about.
I wanted to take whatever I learned back into my classroom. So from here, it's like whatever notes I've taken, like how can I make, how can I inspire the children to get them on board. I always feel like a lot of times that's where we're going to make our change with anything, right? With any issues that we have to focus on the youth.
There's a very strong consensus among our communities of how climate change is really the number one issue of our era and is really going to affect how we live on Mother Earth in the days to come.
I always believe that as caretakers of Mother Earth, it's our duty. We don't have options. There's no option. We have to help look after the earth. And I believe that these kind of gatherings and other gatherings that are simultaneously happening all over Turtle Island with First Peoples is doing their job.
There's a mixture here of elderly and young and all those in between. But the important thing here is that everybody has a say and everybody's voice is important. And that's what's going to be the key fight, effective fight in this Mother Earth, Save Mother Earth struggle. Period. Bottom line.